สวัสดีค่ะคุณประกาศ
Satika Ajan. Ajan, I was reading book Perfection. I would like to understand a little more about renunciation. Nikamma par.
คุณสุขินคะคุณสุขินแปลให้คนไทยฟังด้วยดีไหมคะ
ได้ครับท่านอาจารย์ครับ Prakash, I'm going to be translating into Thai as much as possible. So your question, I'm going to translate first into Thai. คุณประกาศมีคำถามเขาได้อ่านหนังสือเกี่ยวกับบารมีที่ท่านอาจารย์ที่พิมพ์จากสำนักมูลที่แล้วก็อ่านไปถึงเรื่องเนคขมมะแล้วก็อยากจะถามเรื่องเนคขมมะอยากจะให้ท่านอาจารย์ช่วยพูดเรื่องเนคขมมะนะครับท่านอาจารย์
Okay. First of all, shall we understand better, clearer, what is parami?
ท่านอาจารย์ถามต่อว่าควรจะเริ่มจากการเข้าใจว่าบารมีคืออะไรดีไหม So Prakash, ท่านอาจารย์ asked you, should we understand first of all what is parami, understand what it is?
Yes, we should understand what is parami. Agree, Ajan.
So what is parami?
บารมีคืออะไรคะ I don't know the definition of parami. These are perfections which help to develop Dhamma.
เท่าที่ประกาศเข้าใจเขาไม่ค่อยมั่นใจความหมายลึกซึ้งของคำว่าปรมีแต่เท่าที่เข้าใจก็คือว่าเป็นที่ธรรมะที่ช่วยให้เจริญความเข้าใจ
ค่ะถ้าอย่างนั้นต่อไปนี้เดี๋ยวท่านพูดภาษาไทยคุณสุขินแปลเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะคะและคุณประกาศพูดภาษาอังกฤษให้เขาแปลเป็นภาษาไทยโอเคค่ะคนที่ไม่เข้าใจธรรมะเลยมีบารมีไหมคะ
This is a question to you, Prakash. If for someone who does not understand any Dhamma, for him there be parami?
No.
ค่ะเพราะฉะนั้นคนที่ฟังธรรมะเข้าใจว่าจะรู้ธรรมะยากมาก
So this means that for someone who has started to hear and understand the Dhamma, he understands that to understand Dhamma, truly understand Dhamma, it is very difficult.
จริงไหมคะ
Is that true?
Yes, Ajan.
เพราะธรรมะมีเดี๋ยวนี้แต่ไม่รู้จักธรรมะเลย
And the reason is that Dhamma is now, but there's no understanding, no familiarity with Dhamma.
จุดประสงค์คือไม่ใช่เพียงรู้เรื่องธรรมะแต่รู้จักตัวธรรมะเดี๋ยวนี้
The point of study is not to know the story about Dhamma, but to know the nature of Dhamma that is now.
เดี๋ยวนี้มีตัวธรรมะจริงๆไม่ใช่มีแต่ชื่อธรรมะ
At this moment, there is Dhamma, the real Dhamma, not just the name.
เข้าใจอย่างนี้หรือยังคะ
Do we understand this Dhamma as according to this yet? Prakash, the question is
not much understanding. Very little. No understanding actually.
ยังเข้าใจน้อยมากยังไม่ลึกซึ้งพอ
เพราะฉะนั้นปัญญาที่รู้ว่าเข้าใจน้อยมากเริ่มเป็นปัญญาบารมี
So this understanding that the understanding is very little, this is the beginning of the one paramita which we call Panya paramita.
เดี๋ยวนี้เข้าใจบารมีแล้วใช่ไหมคะ
Now, do you have more understanding about parami?
Sir, what do you mean by more understanding of Parmina?
Just
Yeah.
now, Panajan just referred to that to understand that there is very little understanding is understanding, and this is parami working its way, beginning with Panya parami itself.
Okay. Yeah, let me understand it. Thank you.
อีกครั้งหนึ่งนะคะ เริ่มเข้าใจว่าเดี๋ยวนี้มีธรรมะตัวธรรมะแต่การที่จะรู้จักธรรมะยากจริงไหม
So Panajan repeats again. Now we know that at this moment there is Dhamma, but to understand this Dhamma is very difficult. Is this true?
Yes. Difficult.
To know it, to realize it is more difficult than just listening to the word about it ใช่ไหมคะ
จะรู้ตรงรู้ชัดรู้แต่ยากมากครับท่านอาจารย์
ค่ะนี่เริ่มเป็นปัญญาบารมี
and this is the beginning of Panya Paramita.
ถ้าคิดว่าเดี๋ยวนี้มีธรรมะรู้ธรรมะเดี๋ยวนี้ง่ายๆไม่ใช่ปัญญาบารมี
If there is the impression that it's easy to understand Dhamma, this is not Parami.
ต้องฟังอีกนานไหมคะกว่าจะเริ่มรู้จักเรื่องของธรรมะเดี๋ยวนี้ก่อนที่จะรู้จักตัวธรรมะ
Prakash, does this mean that we have to listen a lot more before we understand the Dhamma that is now?
Yeah, we need to listen. That is for sure regularly.
A lot more, a long time. Is that true or not?
Yes.
ค่ะเพราะฉะนั้นฟังทุกครั้งเริ่มเข้าใจทีละเล็กทีละน้อยจนกว่าจะเข้าใจขึ้นเป็นวิริยะบารมี
So each time we come to listen and knowing that the understanding develops very little at a time, very little, not more than we would like, and we still come and listen again and again. Is this Viriya Parami, the perfection of effort?
Yes.
ถ้าไม่ฟังเลยฟังครั้งเดียวจะเข้าใจธรรมะได้ไหม
If we don't continue to listen, just hear once, can the understanding develop?
No.
เพราะฉะนั้นปัญญาบารมีแล้วไม่มีวิริยะบารมีที่จะเป็นปัญญาบารมีมั่นคงขึ้นได้ไหม
So if Panya has arisen but no effort, no viriya to help the understanding grow, can the understanding grow?
Sorry, I didn't get this question.
If there is little understanding but no effort, no viriya parami to help the understanding, can the understanding grow?
No.
Again.
Virya is also necessary.
So begin again and again, right?
Yes.
ค่ะวันนี้คุณประกาศมีธุระมากไหมคะ
Today, Prakash, do you have a lot of things to do? Are you busy?
You mean now?
Today, yes, are you going to be busy today? Are you busy now?
Yeah, actually, I'm traveling from one place to another place now.
So you would say that busy, right? Normally, normal people would say that today is busy day, right?
Yes, yes.
ค่ะคุณประกาศกำลังเดินทางกำลังทำธุระแต่ถึงเวลาที่จะได้ฟังธรรมะแล้วฟังธรรมะเป็นขันติบารมี
So yet you are busy, you're doing things, even now you're driving, and yet you find time to listen to Dhamma. This is Khanti, patience. This is the Khanti Barami being developed.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for, in a simple way, making us to understand, Ajahn.
ค่ะเพราะฉะนั้นจึงต้องมีบารมี10เพื่อละความไม่รู้เพื่อละความติดข้องเพื่อละกิเลสเนคขมะบารมี
So there has to be other baramis to help to detach, to grow in development of understanding, and to let go, basically to reduce attachment, and that is nekama parami.
letting go of the wrong understanding and all kinds of kilesa is nekkhamma parami.
So you understand this, Prakash?
Yeah, it means there is a wrong understanding that I am listening, I am talking, I am understanding, and that should go. That is a Nekama Parmi. That is what is a little understanding.
Yes, because if with that comes impatience, wanting to do this, wanting to do that, and that shows no patience, not understanding the path, and lack of patience, because the path, as we have been discussing, is very slow, very gradual. And if there's an idea that one wants to reach here and do something and make it short and becoming impatient, it shows that some qualities are lacking. That is impatience. So the opposite of that is patience, and that helps the understanding to go along the path. That's Khanti Barami.
So basically, there is required a lot of patience.
And other Thanachan just now pointed to 10 paramis, and I think you've read also about the 10. So different aspects, different good qualities that help. So patience is one of them.
Just Sukin, if I can just add something there.
Please.
Thank you. Nekkhamma means literally the renunciation of akusala. Literally the word means no karma, but not karma as you may have heard it here before, but in the sense of carnality, of indulgence. So the word relates to karma raga. That's probably better understood that way. It's a renunciation of chasing after and behaving in ways that are not conducive to Dhamma. And of course, Tanajan has just mentioned the paramis there, and listening to the Dhamma, considering the Dhamma carefully, can be all good examples of renunciation of karma raga, or renunciation of that which is not helpful. Thanks, Sukin.
Thank you, Sundara. So Prakash, Achan will help to understand in more simple day-to-life terms, and that's the great thing about Thanachan, and we are so fortunate to receive this very straightforward, very day-to-day kind of language and examples, and it helps us a lot to understand. So Thanachan will help more.
Yes, definitely we are fortunate to understand in a simple way and day-to-day life experiences.
So Thanachan, please help us. We cannot hear you, Thanachan.
Sorry. I forgot to turn on the mic. So do you really have intention to have less attachment to the karma, attachment to the sensual subject? Or attachment itself is karma? Do you really want to have less attachment to sensual subject and other thing, not only sensual object? Otherwise, you cannot, yeah.
Prakash Thanachan is, as what I just said, helping us to understand in terms of our daily life in simple ways. So Thanachan is asking, is there really in now any intention to have less attachment to sense objects?
Yeah,
Attachment to sense object
answer.
means to attachment to nice taste, nice sound, nice colors, and all that.
Yes, that is there. That is there.
So, is there any intention to have less of that in a day?
What do you mean by intention to have less in a
Means,
day?
does it come to your mind any time that you should have and you try not to have, or you think about not having, and to have less of that kind of attachment?
Yeah, thought arises. Yes, it is not good. Not have too much attachment, potential player. That thought arises.
Panachan, please.
I think I'm very sorry, Tanajan, if I made to say something here. I think that was such a brilliant question, Tanajan, because you're...
Yes, please go on.
Thank you, Tanajan Cup.
That's why we have to go on, listen again, consider again, discussing again, to really have confidence of the truth. Why do we listen to the truth of what is there now appearing? Otherwise, it's not part of me.
Yeah. I think the question, though, that you asked before of Prakash was, so do you want to have less attachment in the day? And of course, we can't control what dhammas arise in a day. And so it's a good reminder that even though we may be interested and keen to have less akusala, or less likelihood of attachment to essential objects, because that's essentially what Nekkhamma points to. However, that is not always, it's not realistic and not in conformity with Dhamma to try and control things. It's the aim, of course, as you have pointed out to us time and time again, is to understand Dhamma, not to control it. So I thought that was a very good question to highlight that perspective about wanting to have less akusala. Thank you, Tanajan.
And that means that the problem is more the idea of self, and that's where it comes in a lot, even with regards to having less attachment to sense objects. It's with the idea of self. So the real danger is the idea of self. So first, the letting go is of the idea of self.
Yeah, that's certainly part of it. However, or should I say, we're not that, as we know, ditti or sakaya ditti or atta ditti. We know it's very prevalent in our lives. However, we also know that there are many types of akusala which don't necessarily involve gross forms of ditti, for example.
So now, Kun Prakash, do you have a little more understanding of what is meant by parami?
Yes, sir, John. Little.
What is it?
It is there in daily life experiences, whether it is a patient to listen Dhamma again and again. There is a virya required to come back and listen again and again. That is a little understanding, I mean.
If anyone thinks that he understands everything, will he listen to the word about seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, attachment more, a little more? If he thought he had realized the truth or he knew all of them already right now?
That is a wrong understanding again.
That's why understanding the word of the truth, just one word, that is so very deep, like Dhamma, see, reality. What is real now does not appear as it is. If there's no interest to understand the truth of these words about the truth of this moment, no parami, no understanding that the most precious moment is opposite of ignorance and no understanding of what is real and what is there right now at all. That's why it begins to understand the precious moment of understanding the truth of what is there now. And that is parami, panya parami. See the precious moment of understanding the truth of what is there now. Otherwise, it is just attachment to the word, attachment to the term, attachment to realize the truth without any understanding at all. That's why parami is the one who listens to the truth, understanding how deep it is right now, no matter what appears so deep. That's why without hearing, considering carefully, it's impossible to understand the truth of what is there now. 3 rounds of the truth about just one reality or one moment. And that kind of understanding the truth, how deep this moment is, how deep what is there so deep, is parami. Conditioned moment of listening again and again and again. Just about what is there. Simple word. What is it right now? And parami is there. Whether there is understanding or no understanding. Interest in understanding or no interest in understanding at all. So no one knows about the other. It has to be oneself.
So Prakash, we've been hearing a lot about the development being uh, the 3 rounds of understanding of the Four Noble Truths. And we've been stressing on understanding. I think today you can also understand that it's like 3 rounds of the 10 paramis being developed.
Sanajan, how is 3 rounds of 10 forms doing a little more?
This is my conclusion, but you can see that even in the beginning, if there's no patience to listen, no letting go, as Thanachan has just been talking about these paramis, it has to be there from the very beginning, in accordance to the level of understanding. Without these different qualities, these different dhammas to help understanding, then understanding cannot grow. So Thanachan, I came to my own conclusion, but if it's wrong, please correct. And if it's okay, can you please help?
Yes, that's right. That's why who knows who has parami? Only oneself. The most precious in life is moment of understanding the truth of what is there as it is. not instantly, but each word can be conditioned for beginning to understanding why this moment has to be understood. It's gone. No one knows that even this moment is gone. See, but it's so very interesting, very precious to know the truth of it. What is there? See, there is seeing, but no understanding at all about the nature of seeing. Everyone takes it for I see. Until the enlightenment of the one who had developed so great parami, see, from being interested in understanding the truth, satya parami, the truth of what is there right now, and how long it will take to learn to understand little by little when it's there or before it's there, just hearing about it, even it's there, not yet, not enough to understand the truth of it, until right understanding and developed on and on and on, little by little, gradually, 3 rounds, without hearing, considering, who can think about the truth of this moment. And this is parami, satya parami, isn't it?
Again, whatever is there, understand little bit is a satyaparmi.
Prakash, you can look at it this way. You, I see that you have a lot of interest and sincerity in understanding, and you make a lot of effort in understanding, and and you heard again and again, and you know intellectually that the Dhamma to be understood is this moment. Yet there's no understanding. And you can see how deep that's because Dhamma is very deep and subtle. There is this interest, there is this intellectual understanding to understand the reality, and yet there's no understanding. So this points to the fact, the truth that Panya needs the help of many other dhammas, good dhammas, to help to grow, and it's a very, very gradual path.
And is it a satyaparmi?
To know that this is the truth, to know that this is true, that is satya.
To know that seeing is seeing, not I or anyone at all. Is it true? Little by little.
Yes, Sir John. It's true.
So it's panya which understand the truth. Nothing can understand the truth. So panya, understanding the truth and be confident in the truth. Satya barami, panya barami. Without panya, can there be satya barami? And when there is panya barami, without satya barami, can this moment be experienced with understanding, level by level, stage by stage of its truth? Right now, seeing is true, it's real, it's not known. It's that satya, even it's that it's not known. And panya knows that it's not yet realized. We just talk about it. That is seeing right now. But what is it? It needs satya to keep on. It's there, seeing, satya. So listen more with effort and kanti to understand, no matter at what time, by conditions. Nothing can stop the interest and right understanding of seeing that it's not yet realized. And is this nekama parami? It's nekama parami to let go ignorance and attachment, no matter to sensuous subject or to anything. It's letting go of attachment, aversion, ignorance, all kinds of akusala. Otherwise, why do we listen to the teachings of the truth again and again and again to let go ignorance about it?
And Prakash, you can see that it's there at the moment of understanding. There's no need to think about doing it, having more detachment, developing, letting go, trying to let go. But you can understand that it's there, it's working its way, and it has to be there. And for example, like adhidhana, which is also there, the confidence to go along this path. It's there already when there's understanding, but you can see at the same time how important it is, how it has to support understanding.
So it means when we are understanding Dhamma here and now, these formulas are working.
Yes, exactly. It's working.
So it does mean that we have to divide it into 10. But when it's there, the other reality is there too. Understanding the truth. Understanding is Panya Barami. The truth is the truth, Satya Barami. It let go ignorance that this moment is I and someone and something. Gradually, little by little, Nekama Barami. See, they are there depending on what moment is, moment of dana or moment of friendly or what moment of understanding or being true to the truth, helping the other, what for, giving things away for the others, what for. See, no need to say, but that very moment is conditioned by what? Understanding more about the truth of kusala, wholesome moment. It's different from ignorance, attachment, aversion, greed, and so on. That is Panya Barami and Satya Barami. The moment of giving away things, giving away the idea of self, giving away of ignorance, when there is Panya. Otherwise, it cannot be Barami. So no matter what kind of Barami, they are related to understanding the truth. To realize the truth, to let go all kinds of unwholesome reality, unknown, even right now.
So Prakash, for example, giving is a kusla which can happen to anyone, even for those people who have not heard the Dhamma, and they give for the benefit of the receiver, of the other person. They can have good intentions to just help and give whatever they can give to help others. But it's different for someone who has understanding, who understands the harm of akusla and the harm of particularly of ignorance. And when he gives, it can be motivated by the understanding of the danger of ignorance and other akusla. So there is a difference now that he gives and he performs all kind of kusla with the understanding of the danger of ignorance, and others can give and also have restraint from akusla now and then, but without any understanding about the danger of ignorance and particularly the idea of self. So there's a difference between the person who gives with understanding and the person who gives without understanding.
So do you mean with understanding means it is not I mean which is giving? Is it the one you mean with
Yes,
understanding?
that, yes, it means that it's not you who's giving. And also it can be motivated by accumulated understanding, right? So you give without expecting results, and in general know the value of all kinds of kusala. So it's different. I think you can appreciate that there's a difference. Otherwise, it's just giving according to circumstance, according to situation, and only when there's an opportunity. But if there's understanding of the danger of ignorance, then there's more and more opportunity to do all kinds of kusala.
So you mean giving without understanding leads more akusala and attachment?
Not necessary. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there is a difference. But you're right. If there is no understanding, then that means then it's how can akusala be less? So there will be a lot of akusala. But giving with understanding, you're on with means that you're on the path to have less and less akusala. So the chance for akusala gradually becomes less and less, and more kusala in general also. The main thing is that without the idea of self. So giving with understanding means it, at that time there's detachment from the idea of self. Tanachan, please help.
So no matter when, at moment of giving, at moment of receiving, is there any understanding? Is it parami or no parami? We're talking about moment of giving with understanding to anyone, any creation, even the insect or whatever is there, depending on understanding, not killing, and giving what? Friendliness, metta parami. That's why all kinds of kusala concerning understanding of the truth until right understanding develop and wholesome moments develop more in a day by condition, by understanding the truth. There's no one at all. It's just the moment of that reality, wholesome or unwholesome by condition.
And
What
Prakash, I think
about
you can appreciate that the idea that understanding alone cannot be strong enough to go on without the help of other kinds of kusala to help push it forward, right? Do you appreciate this part?
You mean other for me also to be strengthened or supported?
Right, right. Does it make sense to you that
Yes.
because of so much akusala, that all a pandya needs the help of a lot of kusala, many kinds of kusala to go to push it forward, to support it, to go along the path to full to enlightenment to the other side of the the ocean of ignorance. Tanachan, we cannot hear you.
and giving with wishing to have something in return? Is it parami? It's like buying, right? The result by giving,
Prakash?
assessing.
Sir, I didn't get the question. Sorry.
No, Achan is asking, giving with the idea of getting something in return. Is that parami?
No, it cannot be a form.
So Achan says it's like doing business, selling something with the expectation of receiving something in return. It's like that, right? When we
Yes.
give, yeah. Okay. Achan, please.
And what about moment of receiving? See, what's there?
So one receives also in daily life, right, Prakash? So is there a difference between a person who receives without understanding, who has never heard the Dhamma, and a person who has heard and has some understanding? Can there be a difference in that receiving?
Can it be parami?
Yeah.
How can it be parami?
Yeah, there must be difference, but at this point, I really don't know the difference. While receiving, you mean how one should receive?
Before hearing or understanding Dhamma, what is there at moment of receiving something from someone?
You mean that is attachment to what one receives?
It depends on moment of receiving for anyone, for you too. While receiving, see, is it parami or no parami? Or how can it be parami? The development of parami in daily life. What is parami?
Yeah.
Sometimes
How
we
can
give
it be
and
parami is the
sometimes
question.
we receive. Pardon?
How can it be parami while receiving? Yeah.
Can it be?
Achan, Prakash is not sure. He's asking, how can it be parami?
Can it be? Or it cannot? Can it be parami at moment of receiving?
What do you think, Prakash?
It can be parami when one receives without attachment to that what is being received or craving to receive. In that way, I'm trying to understand that.
Someone refuses to receive because he has everything. Can that be parami?
Never, Ajahn.
But understanding, appreciating the other's kusala, and appreciate the moment of result when it's conditioned by that moment of giving. See? At that moment, it's the understanding of the wholesome moment. He has intention, he works for quite a long time, he looks for that to give, and so on. Appreciate the kusala at moment of receiving from anyone, thinking about the result of such deeds that will be according to the conditions, times, the object or anything. See, appreciate wholesome moment and understanding that it's just moment of receiving with kindness, friendliness, happiness. So it conditions moment of the receiver to be great joy. Or depending on the conditions, see, helping the other to have kusala moment with joy instead of, oh, I have already and so on. Refuse it or whatever. Just receive. And when it's yours, you can do anything. Right? Giving
So,
the others.
Ajahn, while receiving, if one appreciate giver kusala, is that appreciation you are talking about?
That's the deed of giving away things to the other for the other's benefit. Does not bring result, or it's not wholesome, or it's not moment of being able to give things away for the others. Not all day or all the time at all. It depends on conditions. That moment to be wholesome. Can anyone appreciate the other's kusala? Understanding that it will bring result, wholesome result. Is that not understanding the way it is?
Prakash, instead of trying to work it out, what Ajahn is saying, and trying to work it out in the particular situation, I think that you can look at it more generally as seeing the value of kusala. Means it's not your kusala, anyone's kusala is good, right? And it will bring result, right? If there's this understanding, then for example, if someone is giving you, that's just an example. You at that moment, you are not thinking about, like you were saying, usually there's attachment to the object, right? But here there can be understanding that giving is good and you appreciate the other person's kusala, and knowing with the understanding that that is going to a condition good results for him later on and things like that. So it is a different kind of appreciation, right? With understanding. So it's not just for this, it's actually a question for all. You can see a person giving someone else and appreciate also. Not giving you, but giving someone else and appreciate. That is what it means to have understanding, to have had the result of listening to the Dhamma. And that's where the Baramis grow.
Otherwise, how come the other barami, friendliness, metta barami, at that moment, appreciating the other's kusala? Otherwise, it's moment of akusala unknown. Unknowingly, it's there already. So when it's not moment of kusala, it's moment of akusala. And that is condition for panya barami to develop too. In all aspects. Any manners of giving, doing, talking, speaking, with kindness and so on. Seeing the danger of akusala, it conditions moment of kusala, no matter in what situation. And that is parami, because it's not easy at all to have to be moment of kusala.
Ajahn, would you please help danger of kusala conditions? Kusala, what do you mean by that, Ajahn?
Understanding the danger of kusala. That is understanding, right? It means seeing the value of kusala.
Can
Isn't it?
akusala be kusala? Ego, pride, prejudice. Can it be kusala?
No, Ajahn.
That's why right understanding begin to understand even the daily life situation. And without right understanding, nothing can condition moment of kusala. akusala is as it has developed on and on and on, accumulated more and more moment of akusala. No forgiveness at all. Is that kusala?
No.
No matter what has been done by that person to you or to anyone, it's not any time to be akusala. It should be any time be kusala. And that is Panya Barami, Nekama Barami, Satya Barami, Adidana Barami. See, firmer and firmer with right understanding. Otherwise, how can right understanding develop? Because it's always time for akusala on and on and on.
Ajahn, how this is going to be Adhisthana Parami, Ajahn?
Adidana Barami is the confidence of the truth of Barami. Firm confidence. It's conditioned not to be unwholesome. Not by anyone, but by confidence of understanding the truth. So the akusala is so dangerous. Not to just that person or this person, but to that at moment of kusala, it will condition the result, akusala vipaka. No understanding. Any kind of kusala cannot condition moment of understanding at all.
So as I said earlier, Prakash, it's not like we try to figure out each one and how to develop each one separately, but it's there. I think this confidence, you can see it being there each time that you're asking a question with the understanding that it's a useful question to get a response back, and whatever the answer is going to be helpful. And each time you ask and you hear and you come back and listen, that shows the confidence is there, right?
So
Doesn't
it
you
means
don't
that
have to separate. You
Adhidhana.
don't have to
That is
separate it.
Adhidhana Parami.
Yeah, adhidana, right? Means you're going keep on going in this on this road without being distracted.
The firm confidence.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to think about it separately that I should have confidence or anything, but it's there. But you appreciate that it must be there. Without it, Panya cannot grow.
Yes.
And having confidence of Dhamma, as it's not anyone and anything at all, can it condition moment of friendliness, metta?
Yes, of course, Ajahn. It will condition.
So the moment of metta is parami, with understanding of the truth, letting go, ignorance, attachment, aversion, and that is nekama parami. So we shouldn't think about develop just one parami, but understanding condition, moments of parami. And the barami is moment of kusala, so it condition moment of panya barami as well. Because akusala cannot condition right understanding at all.
So, Ajahn, right understanding develops the paramis simultaneously. There is nothing much to be done or extra to be done. Of course, just for a language purpose, I'm telling has to be done. But if we develop the right understanding, then and there automatically the paramis also develops and grows, isn't it?
that can be also a mistake if sometimes people come to the conclusion, then don't think about the paramis. Then we just concentrate on understanding, right? But you can see the usefulness of having heard about the paramis without thinking that you need to develop it, right? Because they are, for example, a metta is a parami that, and it can be a condition. If there's this understanding, there'll be condition to have more metta in a day. But at the same time, uh, without panya, then it's going to be done with the idea of self. It is can be my metta, things like that. But they support each other. So in a day that it can be hearing about the paramis can be a condition to have more metta and dana and sila, but with the background of understanding, these become less and less an opportunity to be for self to come in and take it for me, my dana, my sila, my metta, and all that.
When there is a right understanding, and I presume there will not be a my metta. And when there is a right understanding of Dhamma, definitely ignorance part is been reduced. So in that way, understanding here and now, right understanding can help grow in or developing forms, except maybe a dana. Isn't it?
No. Understanding is key, of course. The most important is understanding. Without understanding, there cannot be the other paramis. But the reason we're talking about the paramis, we are trying to understand that how understanding also needs help from these other kusala dhammas for it to grow. So they cannot be separated, but they should not also be, I wouldn't say overlooked, but they're also important to hear about, and the fact that they need to be developed also in daily life is important to understand.
Just be kind. Can it bring about understanding of this moment?
No, Ajahn.
So it's
It
not
will not.
parami. So understanding what is parami or kusala dhamma, which condition, moment of understanding develop gradually, patiently. If anyone sees that the truth can be realized, but still hate, greed, and so on, can those moments, those reality be parami? Not seeing the danger of akusala, but right understanding is parami. Understanding the danger of akusala, all kinds of akusala, not just this and that, not just aversion, hatred, but what about attachment and ignorance? So right understanding cannot develop at all just by itself. What about other conditions accumulated long time ago? That's why listen to each birth of Bodhisattva, the Buddha to be. Develop kusala as much as that life can lead to or develop by conditions.
So, Ajahn, to develop the right understanding, all forms also is necessary, whether it is of patience, sati.
All kinds of wholesome.
Yeah, all kind of
at this
wholesome.
moment. For example, when you understand the truth, there's no one. And you see the poor one. Can you help? Can you give as much as you can? Or not, it's time by condition. So many moments conditioned, no expectation, but maybe what that moment would be at all. That can be giving or not giving, depending on condition. So right understand all kinds of conditioned reality by condition. That's why not underestimate at all the moment of kusala. If there is hesitation and postpone, it never arises again. It can be a moment of no arising at all. Just thinking about it, not yet giving away things. Some people plan to do such great kind of kusala when that she or he win the lottery. See, what about right now? Not such big or great moment of very so very precious with great amount of money, just one penny or one coin. Is it useful at that time? That's why I don't underestimate any moment of even the just very few moment of kusala. It seems that it's so little, but whatever is big has to be from very little in the beginning.
So, Prakash, you see that how important Pandya is. Without Pandya that understands, then there's no way. Because in the beginning, your question was about Nekama Parami, but Thanachan asked about Parami and how important it is to understand even what Parami is. Without understanding what Parami is, can the different Paramis be, arise and develop? No. So one has to understand. Understanding is so important, and and uh, and I think you can see the result of having heard so much today itself that how important understanding is, and um, uh, just to understand the parami, and it's not just nekama, it's all, and it's not just the parami actually, it's any kind of kusala at any time. So there's no question about one or the other at which situation, but if there's no opportunity to give, there's always something else at that moment. So any moment, understanding leads to all kinds of kusala.
A question comes, it is more on daily life experiences. Is there anything one needs to do to develop this tolerance? It is a very conventional question.
Pranachan, please.
What did he say?
Oh, he said he's talking about in terms of daily life, what we're discussing today, how it helps, right? Are you asking this, Prakash?
Yeah, in daily life, yes.
Yes.
So today, is there any moment of parami? We have talked
Yes,
a lot
Sajjan.
about parami. So today, is there any moment of parami? Now,
Yes,
is it
there
parami?
are.
See, and not enough. After this, after the talk, after the discussion, is that moment of parami. Just be kindly, just be kind words, moment, deeds, actions, speech, and so on. Even thinking about someone with what? Attachment or kindness.
Most of the time, attachment to Dhamma.
Can it be any moment in life when there's the understanding and condition to develop, to see the benefit of parami? Without parami, how can there be less and less akusala, which hinders moment of understanding? So when you see anyone's life and your life, you can understand whether it's life of parami, very little, or more and more parami, little by little.
I'm not able to follow these sentences or what you meant.
Prakash, do you see, do you agree that akusla is akusla?
Yes.
It's with ignorance. So it can be with attachment, without attachment, with a aversion, or can be just ignorance. Akusla is akusla. And at that moment, there's no kusla. And akusla accumulates more and more ignorance, more and more attachment, more and more aversion, more and more wrong understanding. It accumulates. So for some people with deep understanding, just one moment of akusla arising, one any time of the day, they can see that that is a hindrance. But you can understand that if it grows strong, it can be a hindrance, right? Means that there's a lot, for example, in give a conventional example, if you don't come and listen to Dhamma, instead you go and enjoy sense objects every day and never come to listen to Dhamma, you can see that that is going to accumulate and make you even more less interested in hearing the Dhamma, right? So that's a conventional example. But if there's more and more understanding that even a little akusala can be seen as hindrance, as an obstacle. So with this kind of understanding, then you see the importance of developing more understanding and all kinds of kusala. And for understanding, today we've heard that understanding alone cannot develop without the help of many kinds of kusala. So this is the understanding that prompts, that pushes you to develop more kusala, develop the parami, and see the danger in daily life of having more and more akusala. Right? Did you hear what I just said, Prakash?
Yeah. The last one I learned is seeing the danger in akusala conditions for kusala. Is it the one?
No, I'm not being. Yeah. It can be. Seeing the danger of akus implies that seeing the value of kusala, right? So it depends again on a different accumulations and different situations. So one moment there can be a seeing the danger of akusala, and that is already understanding. That is panya, but doesn't mean that immediately it follows by kusala being developed in other forms or whatever, but slowly, we can see the relationship that more and more seeing danger of more understanding of the danger of akusala, one is inclined to, uh, you know, develop more kusala of all kinds of kusala, right? Your microphone, this thing is not connection is not good. Cannot hear your response.
Can you not able to hear us?
Now just little bit, yeah. Prakash, we cannot hear.
Okay, can you hear now?
Yeah, but not so good.
Not so much. Okay.
So maybe, Prakash, you just keep listening and we'll let anyone else who might want to ask, or if Thanachan wants to say something more, let Thanachan speak. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
there still a question about parami?
Prakash?
Yes, what is the question? Sorry, Ajahn.
Thanachan is asking, do you still have any questions to ask about parami, the topic of
Yeah, there is a little understanding today about parami in daily life experiences. Thank you, Ajahn.
That's why just understanding without seeing the danger of akusala, it does mean that there is understanding enough. That's why understanding condition parami as well. And without parami, there cannot be more understanding of what is there right now. That's why not just want to realize the truth, but no way at all, just wanting. Try to hear the word and consider this word and that word. But what about the truth of kusala and akusala, even that moment, conditioned by attachment or just by the understanding, the precious moment of understanding, even right now, no matter how much it's there, so precious that it does not as it's not as before, no understanding of any truth of whatever is there any moment at all. That's why it's not just hearing the word, but consider what word is about, now, or when, or where, or what. So again, not to be forgotten, where's the word? Where's parami? See, any question can bring about a little more considering about the truth of this moment. Even we don't say directly what is there now, but even just what's the word now and where's the word now. What's the word and where is it?
Oh, sorry, Ajahn, I could not understand this question. What is the word? Where is it? Means?
What is the meaning of a word? Is the word now?
Yes, yes.
What is it? What word is it?
Hearing and seeing.
That's it. Where is it?
When we hear and when one sees it. At the time of seeing and at the time of hearing.
Yeah, where?
Where means it is here and now, Ajahn.
Yeah, where's the source of the world, of seeing and hearing?
Source of the world means it is Dhamma, no one, no self.
It's there from head to toe.
Yes.
The whole world, any world, universes, everything is there, unknown. So at moment of seeing, no understanding of the seeing itself, because there is just interest in what appears as something and go on, attached to the story of it. Like, where are you now? See? Where are you? So the idea of I am here or I'm in the room is there. But the truth is not as we thought. No one at all, no room at all. Listen to the truth again and again, little by little. And that is parami, virya parami, and kanti parami, to be nekama parami, letting go the clinging to sensuous object or anything, any object, see? Because it's just a conditioned Dhamma. As soon as it has arisen, it falls away instantly. What parami is this? Understanding, panya parami. When it's strong enough, it gradually letting go of clinging with ignorance to that which appears as it doesn't fall away at all. It's still there. So how long it will take for parami to develop through all kinds of kusala, metta parami, dana parami, khanti parami, or in daily life, not far away from moment to moment at all. So is there still doubt about parami? Oh,
Yeah, I am not getting any question now, Ajahn.
can attachment be parami?
No,
Aversion,
no,
kindness,
yes,
so understanding moment of kusala with understanding as the base for whatever is conditioned to arise any time, any object. Is it now metta parami?
no, Ajahn.
No kindness, no friendliness to anyone?
Yeah, it is there. It is there.
Whenever you're listening to Tanachan with respect, there is metta there, right?
Yes,
And it's a parami at that time.
yes.
And there be forgiveness to anyone who harms you, hates you. It's time to understand parami, whether it's there or not. Or anyone who is going to kill you. Is there metta as parami? If not, it's not parami.
Is a Parmiata. But I didn't get the context of, is there anyone going to kill you? That context here.
There can be, right? Even if someone is going to kill you, if there is enough of the paramis, at that moment there can be parami, right? Instead of hatred and fear, there can be parami
Okay.
there can be
Okay.
metta towards the other person, right?
Okay. It's depend on one's accumulation.
Yes, it depends.
Hi, Prakash and Jan and Suki and everyone who just joined, but we were listening while we had lunch. Yes, so on the last comment, it's all about now. If right now someone tries to hurt you at this moment, is there metta or is there anger? So it's all about now. The param is all about now, understanding and kusala at this very moment. Is there friendliness now or attachment? What about now? And as Ajahn said at the very start, it's not about the term or the definition, it's about the deep understanding of life now and the development of all kinds of kusala now with understanding. So whatever we're talking about, nekama or any other parami, it's about the gradual letting go of akusala through the development of understanding and seeing the value of kusala now. And none of it is you or me or anyone. They're not your paramis or Jan's paramis or Sukin's or anyone else's. They are just dhammas arising by conditions. And it's just the understanding right now that leads to the development of more kusala by reflecting on the various different kinds of dhammas, including the kusala and akusala dhammas. Like when we read the Vinaya, it's all about understanding the danger of different kinds of akusala and understanding which leads to more and more kusala, more and more refined kusala, no matter the circumstances.
And hi, Prakash. John here. How are you, Prakash?
John, thank you. How are you?
Oh, fine, thanks. Just a couple of words on the general topic. Is there an interest in developing kusala? If so, then there's an interest in the paramis because the paramis are kusala. So I don't think it's necessary to try to identify which particular kind of kusala may be arising at a given moment. But if there's an interest in kusala generally, one has a good sense of what the different kinds of kusala are. And then there may be conditions for some moments of kusala in a day. And for the person who is developing insight, then if there is progress in the development of insight, then the kusala, the other kinds of kusala, are more purified to some extent, depending on to the extent that insight understanding is also being developed. So it's not really necessary to think of developing the paramis in any sense other than one already has an interest in developing kusala. But when we discuss the different paramis, then it's like learning about the different kinds of kusala that may arise from time to time. So I think that's helpful to bear in mind because we cannot force the pace of kusala. We know that from our studies of the understanding. It will develop according to the particular accumulation and interest of the individual. And
nothing to be done. Always back to nothing to be done, not I to develop more kusala or to do something special to have kusala, but with the understanding and interest and appreciation of the value of understanding the truth, there will be more confidence, more effort, more patience, more renunciation of our kusala, and more appreciation of those factors very naturally developing together.
And I think we've mentioned before how if one's focus is on developing kusala, having more kusala, lesser kusala, then it can be distraction from the development of insight, because that involves understanding the present moment reality, whatever it is. And so for insight, it's not really necessary to say there needs to be more kusala at all. So we shouldn't let one be mistaken for the other. The person who's developing samatha without having any understanding of insight can develop kusala to high degrees and is very concerned about having lesser kusala and more kusala. But that's not the case for the individual developing insight, because of the appreciation of the conditioned nature of things. So the two go hand in hand, but it's always, as I think Sukhin said earlier, panya leads the way. And it's panya of insight, not just the panya of samatha, understanding the danger of akusala. And the benefit of kusala does require a level of understanding, but it's not the understanding of insight. Is there any kusala that is not a parami? I don't know the answer to that, but if there is, does it mean that one is more interested in the parami kinds of kusala and not the other kinds of kusala that are not paramis? I don't think so. So I think it's just a question of appreciating that kusala is worth developing in its own right.
I think that's a good question to ask yourself. Because sometimes people say that karuna is not a parami, but if there's really appreciation of kusala, means appreciation of seeing the danger of akusala, all kinds of akusala, and the importance of developing understanding, then one doesn't make any such distinctions. It's all kusala that is helpful.
Ajahn made a good comment I heard when we were having lunch about not underestimating the value of even a little kusala now, not putting off, thinking later another time when I'm not so busy and so on. But even now, anytime, there can be moments of kindness, moments of sharing, moments of appreciating others, kusala, moments of confidence, moments of wholesome virya, even right now. Any moment.
I would say great thanks to everyone who conditioned moment of understanding parami to have a little more understanding, a little more parami. For example, is karuna not nekama parami?
It is. It has to be there. It is that function. Yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of kusala.
Mm.
When there is the understanding of the worth or the precious moment, without the moment of kusala, it's impossible for right understanding of panya barami to develop on and on. But all dhammas depend on the other on different stages. For example, anyone who do good deeds, good speech, and so on, without understanding, can that be parami? Without understanding, Not yet. But after understanding the truth, the accumulation of wholesomeness can condition or support parami more than those who haven't done any good kusala at all, or very little. That's why all dhammas are related by conditions, by one condition or the other condition. That's why wholesomeness, no matter one understand it or not, it's there by conditions. But the more understanding, there is more purified, the akusala to have less and less ignorance, the cause of all kinds of dhamma, paticca samuppada. That's why no matter what we heard about reality, the truth of any reality, learn a little more about it. And that is also parami, even a little more understanding of the truth, not on parami itself, but it's parami.
And the question Ajahn asked you, Prakash, about the source of the world. Without ignorance, no life, no seeing, no hearing, no kusala, no akusala. So ignorance is the source of becoming, the source of life at this very moment. It's a condition for whatever arises right now. So we can see the intricate nature of different conditions. And talking about karuna, yes, nekama is there. Also when metta is there, when karuna arises, metta parami is being developed with understanding. So all interconnected and related and developed together, all kinds of kusala. And even though a lot of kusala can be accumulated without right understanding, but no confidence, no firm understanding of what is kusala, and it's taken for belonging to this person or that person, or one thinks of the situation making a great donation and one takes it for being kusala, but the kusala is just for a moment. It's just a dhamma for a moment. Karuna is just for a moment. We may think when we go to visit the sick in hospital, it's all karuna, but no, moments of feeling sad or disturbed is not karuna. So the karuna is just for a moment of kusala with pleasant feeling, not sad feeling, with friendliness, kindness, with understanding. So confidence, the adhitthana parami and the other paramis can only develop with right understanding. Otherwise, everything is mixed up and confused.
Sarah, regarding the comment about the source of the world, I heard a little different from what you said, although I was thinking in terms of what you have just pointed out. I was wondering what that other meaning was, and thank you for pointing out that it's ignorance. But I think in the context of what Ajahn was saying, and that is what I thought, maybe I heard it wrong. I think that Ajahn was referring to hearing and seeing, and what's the source? I think she meant that seeing arises at the eye and hearing at the ear. And because she did follow with the idea about this phantom long body, that everything is here. So I think that's what she was saying, that what we take for, and I mean, without understanding, we think that it is, we see something, and then this I am here who is seeing, but seeing actually arises only at the eye and hearing at the ear. And those are dhammas that rise and fall away.
Yes. So the eye base is the source for seeing. So it's just that one tiny rupa that is conditioned for seeing and the visible object. But we can also say that in a deeper sense, ignorance is also conditional source for whatever arises. So many different conditions for seeing right now. Eye base is a condition. Visible object is a condition. Karma is a condition. Even ignorance. But yes, I agree. That was the direction she was pointing out at that moment. Without all these conditions, no world now.
Otherwise, the world is so big, it's so wide, but in truth, just there, just there. It cannot be as wide as the whole world and the whole universe and universes and all. Just there.
And just for a moment, at that point only, and then gone.
Otherwise, it's a big world full of everything. But when it's there, it's not full with anything at all. A little more adidana barami of the truth, little by little. When it's far out, it's the world of so many things around, anytime, all around. But in truth, just one moment, in split seconds of split seconds, gone, never to rise again. And this is the confidence of the first round of the Noble Truth.
Because then, John, what is true is true. It has to be this way.
Is there any more question, Kun Prakash?
No, John, thank you. Thank you for helping to understand.
Prakash, I'm interested to hear about your wife's interest because she joined our discussion last Monday. Does she have any, did she have any comments or anything that was not clear?
She's happy to join, but Saturday she is working, so she'll be in office, she could not join. So she thinks to join, but not able to manage her time. She's interested.
Perhaps on Monday if she's free.
Yes.
Good.
And just again, going back, we were just talking about the world then, and I noticed, Kunsikan, you brought up the fathom-long body. Tanajan is often talking about head to toe, and which has been brought up many times before, and also in the Rohitassa Sutta, that was what exactly the Buddha said to Rohitassa. You don't have to go way, way, way out there to understand the Dhamma. It's within this head to toe. It's within this body, and as sometimes translated in English as fathom high body. I think I've seen it translated, but I really like Tanajan's translation of head to toe, which is just the same thing, and I think it's a lot less awkward, especially in English. So that sutta is very clearly illustrated that he thought, he had travelled all over the universes. He had developed the jhanas, And because he developed the jhanas, the arupa jhanas, he must have developed arupa jhana to be able to do that, those vast striding across the universes. He was quite delighted to hear when the Buddha said that, within this body, head to toe, can understanding grow. You don't need to, develop the fourth arupa jhana, if you like, or the second one. So that's always a very good reminder that, and also this idea that we have to go within this world to the meditation place, wherever that may be. That's not necessary either. That doesn't make any sense in terms of appreciation of Dhamma, that it's within this body, head to toe, that understanding can grow. Yeah, thank you.
And Sundar, what you just said reminded me of what Sarah just reminded us as ignorance being the root of the world. That otherwise it's ignorance that searches for answers in the world outside, so-called world, conventional world outside, going here and there, trying to find answers, but it's all here.
Well, that's exactly true, and I suppose that's what quite was appreciated by Rohitassa. And of course, we are unaware of this, and this is what Ajahn noticed when in India she spoke to this also by way of Punjabi, Abhunyabi, and the Aninja Punjabi, that those Aninja Punjabis, they condition more and more rebirth, condition more and more traveling around the cycles of rebirth. And it's that kind of ignorance, which is the second noble truth, which conditions more and more problems. And it's only the very, very delicate and subtle understanding of the Dhamma that enables development to do less traveling, so to speak, so that there's more conditions for understanding to grow. But it is a very delicate understanding that needs to be developed. It's only and it's that commitment to truth which Tanajan often alludes to, that that understanding can grow. Yeah, no, thanks for that, Sukin.
And till it's deeper than that, no head and toe.
That's true, Tanajan. No head and toe. That's very well said.
And that was the point where seeing arises. It's just at one point, one rupa. That's all, just eye base. Otherwise, people think of a whole body or head and toe and the whole thing, or even a moment of touching, just at one point, one speck of body sense. That's it.
Well, I just think that the Buddha, in that particular sutta, was reminding the Rohitassa, or not reminding him, but pointing out to him that it's within this fathom-long body, but or this head to toe. Yes, and people can have that story in their mind, as they often do, but I think it's within. And of course, eye base is just one of the bases. And just on that point too, I think John pointed this out, that sometimes people say, I sense, and I think Jonathan pointed out one time too, it can be misleading. I think the idea of eye base or ear base or body base for that matter, which is all over the body, can be a condition for understanding to grow. But I think base is a much better, not that it's the word, but I think it's less confusing when people hear those different bases or ayatanas that it can not less likely to skew them understanding. But of course, we know that anything can skew understanding, and we know it's really not the word. It will always come down to the understanding or the appreciation that the particular person has for their understanding of Dhamma, Thank you.
Yes, I think whichever
And I
word
think we
it'll be
need to hear.
misunderstood.
No, please go ahead, sir.
Just going to say, because I base, I sense are the same, like we talk about the doorway of I sense. I
You're breaking, sir.
Yeah, I'm not
people
getting what you say,
it doesn't sound right, but I'll pause it.
We didn't get what you said then, Sarah.
Sorry, I think my connection is a bit weak. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah. So the I base or I sense, yes, it's just the same reality. Whichever word we use will be misunderstood. And when we talk about the doorway, usually people prefer I sense for the doorway of the chittas arising in the idle process, but it's just the same reality. So whatever word will be misunderstood, and people will hear about in the fathom long body or head to toe, but actually no body at all, just different rupas arising and falling away that we call the body, but no body at all. So any word, anything that's said can be misunderstood. That's why it's so deep.
And that's why we need to listen about all aspects. Sometimes it's not so much the word that's the problem. It's just that we miss the meaning because we haven't understood the, our understanding is so weak. So if we hear, for example, base, but we also hear about ayatana, then maybe that helps in lessening the chances of wrong understanding. But that's it. I mean, if there's understanding, then any word can be used. But it depends on the
Right.
understanding. And if there's
Like
no understanding, then it's not going to be understood and taken wrongly.
Yes, and on the earlier point, only the development of the path leads to the gradual dismantling of the bricks of samsara. But as Sundara pointed out, rupa jhanas, arupa jhanas, all kinds of great kusala without understanding of reality right now leads to the building of more and more bricks of samsara. So it's not about the term I base, I sense, it's about understanding more about the reality now. In truth, no body, no head, no toe, just seeing which arises at that rupa, whatever we call it, which is also the doorway for the other chittas in that process. All about letting go of the idea of some thing, some being, some body, some head, some person, just different dharmas arising and falling away. Not my paramis or anyone's paramis, just moments of kusala, developing with understanding, moment by moment, that's all.
Thinking about Ajah's example of Metta Parami earlier, when she said, "What about when your life is threatened? Can you be kind to the person who wants to kill you, or something like that?" I think that's quite can be quite unthinkable. Thinking of being kind to someone who wants to kill you, but I think that's the difference between like conventional kindness and the parami of metta. at the level of at that level, the level of understanding which would be required for that kind of parameters is really unthinkable for most of us. Well, almost all of us.
Totally, Alberto. I really appreciate where you're coming from, but of course, when we read that Jataka, the Kanti Wadi Jataka, where Kanti, he was the yogi who was developing, and I think is even much worse than killing. I think is horrible types of torture that we may contemplate sometimes or think about. And Kanti Wada, at that particular moment when the king, who was Devadatta at the time, cut off his ears, cut off his nose, he cut off his tongue, but he did a lot of damage to him. And of course, the Bodhisattva bled to death, as you would. And he said, I don't have any malice towards you at that time, which, as you said, is virtually unthinkable. But when one is intent on the levels of, well, certainly levels of kusala that the Bodhisattva was intent on, it becomes in the realm of possibility difficult to consider or even imagine. However, yes, it was for that particular person. And I think there are probably other examples, none coming to mind at the moment, where people have displayed incredible forgiveness, that idea in Thai of abhayadana, of giving the gift of fearlessness, no matter what, fearless to be harmed from you, because you appreciate, of course, the danger of a kusala, and Ajahn talked about that earlier on today too, how it's often so easy to forget that a kusala is very dangerous, and by sharing and considering different aspects of Dhamma, we can begin to see bits of this. But yes, it is, I agree, very difficult to even imagine when people throw something, but it is possible. Sorry.
I see it as a reminder of the very long way we have to go and to develop understanding to the level of parami for enlightenment, to reach the point where enlightenment can happen. Otherwise, we just talk about it, but no basis, no real, no reality which support the thinking or the idea we have about enlightenment or whatever.
That's true. That's why we come together, and consider the Dhamma to enable that, to enable the conditions for that eventual reality to arise. It is a long journey, but there has to be a beginning, and the Dhamma is still available. That amazing Dhamma is still available for us to develop. But yes, I agree, it is a slow process and almost an impossible one in many respects. Even the Buddha himself, when he was given that Niyata Vivarana from Dipankara, that he would become the Buddha in the future, he said to him in four asankhya's, which is literally incalculables, in 100,000 eons. Even though he could have become enlightened at that point, it took him that long. So yes, we're not in that category. It's not going to take so long, but we can see that even when you have the wisdom necessary for arahatta, it was still a long journey, and it will be for us. And if I suppose we think of that in terms of those theoretically, and to start thinking about it, I think, oh wow, that's a long time. That may not be very helpful to develop understanding or help understanding to grow. We know it's just by attending to the present reality, as difficult as that is in many ways, but it can be done, and coming together as we do help support that. Yeah, thank you.
But Sundara, I think that point is actually the point that's making the difference between a Savaka Bodhisattva and the Maha Bodhisattva. Because as Savaka, then there's no such idea that, one needs to develop that so long to become a Buddha. But for the Maha Bodhisattva, it was at that moment that deep karuna he had for all living beings that conditioned.
Well said. No, that's true. The Sawakas, or literally the hearers of the Dhamma, are in a very different category. And you think about what you've just pointed out, so true. The Mahakarunika, he was known as Mahakaruniko, the one of the great, of the mighty compassion, that obviously being inspired to some extent, at least anyway, in his own accumulations, by Dipankara, that enabled him to take upon himself that commitment to, out of compassion. That's a really good reminder. It is very compassionate. And I think we are inclined to forget about that, of what he went through to get to that point, to enable the Dhamma to flourish. Yeah, thank you.
But not only the Bodhisattva, also in the sutta we find ordinary Savakas who were like maybe kidnapped by bandits and were like killed, and then they still had metta for their killers, and also like being eaten alive by a tiger and having metta for the tiger, and so on. So I don't think it's only about the Bodhisattva, the Sammasambuddha, but for everyone who is following the path.
Yeah, I mean, Alberto, we can appreciate that even at the pariyati level, right? So there's no question about the understanding that's deeper, that can condition that behavior, even for Savaka.
All right. That was my point. Yeah, sorry.
Though I'm just curious. I mean, I have heard of that, Alberto, and I'm conscious of being sounding possibly pedantic, but I believe that's a Mahayana story, that one about the tiger. I can't remember ever coming across that in the Jatakas. Is it from the Jatakas?
It's Majjhima Nikaya, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it? Okay, there you go. What do you know? Do you know the name of the sutta? I'm quite curious what you're talking about.
I'll find it out for you. No
Okay, thank you. I'm just curious because I've heard that before, but I've wondered. Yeah, no, thank you. If you can send it to us all. Send it. Well, I mean, send us all. I mean, send it to groups. I would appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
So, for today, in short, parami is alopa, adosa, amoha, isn't it? Sawadee ka.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
ขอบคุณครับท่านอาจารย์
ท่านอาจารย์ค่ะอนุโมทนาค่ะ
สวัสดีครับท่านอาจารย์ สวัสดีครับ Thank you อาจารย์
Thank you.
อาจารย์ค่ะ thank you
Thanks everybody
thank you
See some of you later. Bye bye.